stage. Chrome throws sparks in the dark. It's about to be one wild race. Tape down, tailgate slam, dust on loose, badge on the cam. Small town pride, big stage fight. All eyes locked on the stripe tonight. It's Friday night NASCAR on the FWM network. FourWide, go to door, turn it up, let it hurt. From the short track speedways out to the dirt. FourWide Motorsports, light it up, let it burn. The heat waves dance on the backstretch. Spotters call tied on the headset. One more lap till legends are made. Name on the wall, a fade away. Friday night NASCAR on the FWM network. FourWide, go to door, turn it up, let it hurt. From the short track speedways out to the dirt. FourWide Motorsports, light it up, let it burn. Fire in the pipes, thunder in the seats. From the shop floor grind to the big show heat. This is your night, this is your turn. FourWide Motorsports, let the horses run. Tonight, it's Friday night NASCAR on the FWM network. FourWide, go to door, turn it up, let it hurt. From the short track speedways out to the dirt. FourWide Motorsports, light it up, let it burn.
Welcome into FourWide Motorsports Network, the season launch 200 from the mecca of motorsports, Daytona International Raceway in beautiful and sunny Daytona, Florida. I'm your lead announcer, Chris Golden, alongside the man pushing all the buttons tonight, Tracy Brown, over in the booth. These guys are getting lined up here for 80 laps around this giant super speedway. And while they're gridded here, let's go ahead and get a rundown of that starting order. On the pole tonight, Ethan Evers. I don't recognize that name. Must be a newcomer here tonight with FourWide Motorsports. And, of course, one of our absolute regulars, Hunter Carlson, starting outside pole. Cliff Mullins and David Warmoth bringing in row 2. Row 3, Colton Alderman and Elijah Grant. Colton Briner, Austin Pack, row 4. Nicholas Mader, Wayne Cannon, row 5. That'll round out our top 10 as we roll on down through here. Paul Dillon and Hayden Bloomer bringing out row 6. John Lacey and Austin Cansdale in row 7. Chris Bingley, Landon Brown, one of our Leadfoot's own right there on row 8. Wes Wiegand and Dallas Sunderman. And then, of course, DG Swiss and Joshua Tressler making his return after his knee surgery, coming right back in here. And some more regulars on through the field. Yogi Schleer and Jonathan Christensen. JB ran with us, I believe, last Daytona race last season. He's kind of a super speedway connoisseur around here, so he's going to be starting tail end. And, of course, the guy always starting shotgun as long as he can, Daniel Mindfu Jones, playing the mind games tonight, starting back in 23rd. That'll round out your field. We got 23 of these NASCAR O'Reilly Series cars getting ready to come to life here at Daytona. We are going to step away for just a second as they get ready to bring it up to full tow, and we will be right back right here on FourWide Motorsports Network. All right, welcome back. We're getting ready to go green here. Still pacing, as looks like they're coming out of 4. Pace truck is off. We are getting ready to go green here. There they go. FourWide Motorsports green flag. 80 laps here. As Evers out early with a big push there from Cliff Mullins. This big super speedway is going to take 1.5 to maybe even 2 laps on occasion to get these cars up to full speed here. But as they're all spread out and getting up to full speed, you're going to see them start to shuffle in and get down on that bottom line. Some prefer the top, some prefer the bottom. We're going to see how this shuffles out here. Got one hanging way back there, 23rd. Like he may have started from the pits. Can't quite see who it is. I see Daniel Jones in 22nd. We'll see across the top of the ticker here in just a second who that was that had those issues. Again, we talked about starting from the pit. The 45 of DG Swiss, newcomer here to FourWide Motorsports, to become a regular in the Golden Racing League. Started from the pits here. Don't have to worry, DG. I know this is your first super speedway with FourWide, but it's way better than Draft Masters, I promise. It's a lot of paper. Everybody's starting to get kind of a little spread out here. You can kind of see those two defined lines. A lot of snaking on the bottom here. Everybody trying to get a little bit of clean air once in a while. We are 2 laps in. Evers still leads, being pushed by Mullins. Everybody seems content right now to just fall in line and ride. Colton Briner kind of stepping out behind Carlson just a hair there, tucks back in. Everyone's still riding. Outside line just does not have enough cars currently, with Elijah Grant leading that line, being pushed by Austin Pack. Just not quite enough momentum yet to work his way to the front. Looks like David Warmoth down there on the bottom, starting to kind of pull together a second lower line. Not used to seeing David in the 2. We're used to seeing the 8 car, but he's returned here to FourWide Motorsports in the 2 this season. See if he continues to maintain the 2 throughout the season, or if it's a one-off number here. But see the bottom line, he's been able to catch up to that bottom line and get really tight in there. The bottom line's really staying together well. top line just does not have the energy at this point. Pack doing all he can to push the 35, but cannot get enough cars up there to create the energy they need as they cross the line again for lap number 4. Everyone seems content currently to just sit and ride, while DG Swiss continues to lose ground on the field, as well as multiple others that have lost this lead pack here. You can see over 3 seconds back to Yogi Schlier, Daniel Jones, Joshua Cuthbert. 3 seconds off the leader back there, so they have fallen well away from this lead pack. Yeah, absolutely. I was thinking that as well, because there's a lot of FourWide Motorsports regulars in this race, but not necessarily regulars that have ran super speedways with us before. So we have lots of guys that ran the late model stocks. They've ran the ARCA cars. They've ran the trucks, but not necessarily on a super speedway. So it's one of those things where you don't really know who you can push, who you can't, and who you can trust and who you can't. As we see Briner stuck in the middle, in between Warmoth, and they let him in on the outside line. That could have got hairy right there.
Yeah, that was
between
a close
Warmoth
one.
and Bloomer. But old Hayden had to change his bloomers there, Tracy.
I'm sure he did. If he didn't, he'd need to have an extra set if he didn't need to change it.
Oh, he had a Briner on one side and a Wall on the other side. He was between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, this new cat here, Ethan Evers. I've never even heard his name before, but he seems to be doing pretty doggone good. I mean, got to give him credit here. He didn't get freight trained, so I know a lot of guys behind him have been working together somewhat in past seasons. But then again, the guys behind him also may be mortal enemies by now. I'm not sure.
Absolutely. You say that, then he moves up to try to take Colton Alderman there. Alderman crosses him over, goes underneath, so they just kind of swap positions there. Alderman was on the outside line. Evers was on the inside, and they just kind of flip-flopped there because Evers got a big jump on the start of the race, a great push from Cliff Mullins. So Cliff proven to be a great pusher here tonight, him as well as Colton Briner, pushing Alderman, getting him back up there, trying to get him back up there beside Pack, and right now right beside Austin Lucky Cansdale there in third, trying to get the momentum back on that bottom line. We've got the numbers on the outside line now, and they have the momentum, but everyone's starting to kind of jump down and take control of the bottom line. And we see Lucky getting down there. Everybody wants to be on the bottom. Personally, I've always enjoyed the bottom more than being up top because it gives me – I always feel like it gives me an escape route. If there's a big wreck, I can always go down below the apron and get away. If I'm in the top line, I've got nowhere to go other than wall or other cars. So I've always preferred to be down in the bottom lane and played it safe. It's also the shortest way around the racetrack.
Yeah, well, right now, Cliff Mullins, boy, he stayed down on that apron for a long time. I'm assuming he was just falling back intentionally. But if he didn't, I wasn't sure he was going to be able to get up with the pack when they came into the turn 3 there.
Yeah, it looked like he got a little dicey, a little bit crossed up coming out of 2. A little bit of a bad push possibly, but it looked like he got a little crossed up and got down below the apron and didn't want to wash back up into anybody. So he just kind of fell in right there with Hunter Carlson, and they're going to sit back here and ride for a little while. We'll kind of see how this shakes out. I mean, we're coming to 10 to go here already. So great. I will say about iRacing here, great draft model from these O'Reilly's cars. We're not really seeing any major big breakaways right now. So really impressed so far with this draft model. We've seen it with other classes that the field gets really spread out, really separated. But we'll see how that pans out after pit stops here. Tracy, do you have our race info that tells us pit stops, tires, and everything? Here we go. 80 laps, 198 miles. No stages, I don't think. I don't think we're running stages. 3 sets of tires in the pits, 1 green, white checkered, no fast repairs.
There we go. I wasn't sure about the stages, so I just put in a question mark, but now we know.
Yeah. See, I don't think we're running stages, but I can't remember.
I can't either. And coming in hot again tonight. So,
oh, yeah.
So much to do, so little time.
Yeah. Paul Dillon, the usual suspect, working his way up here to the front. We're used to calling his name as he gets down on the apron just a hair. You still saw him kind of bounce the splitter off the ground there, and it cost him a lot of momentum. He had to check up when Evers came down to block that lower lane. Evers may do that again here. Evers doing a great job blocking both lanes. Really being able to work both of these lanes. Very good super speedway racing here. Very good strategy. But as these laps tick away, these guys are going to basically, they're going to give a lot less. So the more he does that, the more aggressive these guys are going to get. And I don't want to call it yet, but when it's down inside 10 to go, that might end up getting him turned.
Yeah, the intensity, well, it already starts above 0, and it really goes to 11 by the time you come to the white flag here. So I got to give it to these guys. You know, a lot of cars here on this track, and we've had a great start. And you know what that means. I'm getting ready to bring out a caution here some way. But honestly, I was really already expecting to see a little mix-up by now.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. I was as well, but these guys are really, really doing a whole lot of really great super speedway racing. I'm really proud of these guys, really impressed. I have always kind of thought of myself as a very experienced super speedway racer when it comes to iRacing. And I am very, very impressed with these guys. I am really enjoying watching this. There's a whole lot of give, a whole lot of take, and a whole lot of respect being shown out there on the track. And you see nobody really pushing the issue too hard, and they're putting on a great show right now.
Yeah, and that could be just a reflection of what we call it, team meeting or driver's meeting at the beginning of this race. Hey guys, we don't have any stages, no fast repairs. Take it easy. We got a long ways to go. No need to try to win it on lap 1 when you got another 79 laps right up beyond that.
Exactly. You're 100% correct. I'm sure they covered that. The admins here do a great job over in this league. As you know, a lot of the same guys that race in Leadfoot also race here. They race in the Golden Racing League. So we all try to uphold a certain standard of competition and of respect. And I really enjoy racing with most of these guys in here. And I wish I could be out there with them tonight, but unfortunately, duty calls. And I'm in a hotel 3 hours from my sim rig, so I'm here with you tonight, Tracy.
Well, your loss is my gain, so I do appreciate that. And the 14 of Colton Briner. The intensity, we haven't even made it halfway yet. It seems to me like this intensity is starting to pick up. We just saw Elijah Grant get into the wall probably about a half a lap, 3/4 of a lap ago. But yeah, already the intensity. Look, we're going 3 wide right now, although that 88 is a lap car. Whew. And look at how much these cars are moving around too, Chris. This old, what is this, 2008 version of this track has an awful lot of bumps and really makes the suspension work on these cars.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, my only win in FourWide Motorsports was we ran the Gen 4s here at Old Daytona in the duels. I love this old bumpy Daytona. Everybody knows that I run 100% force feedback on my wheel. I love the bumpy Daytona. I really am able to muscle the car really well, and that's what we're seeing from a lot of these guys is just being able to muscle these cars around this track, because that's what you have to do. Because this current O'Reilly's car never raced in real life on this racing surface. This is obviously the newer car, so it's only raced on the new repave. So I'm willing to bet a lot of these cars are just bouncing the splitter off the track and really causing these cars to get upset and everything else. But these guys again, super impressed so far with how they've been able to control these cars.
I'm right there with you, Chris. And from what I've seen of the current iteration of the Cup car, on this track, I don't know that they could be running this close together. The way that car seems to break loose so easy, So that, I think it's really starting to look like to me this car and this track is a really good match for a great race.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. It's almost like the bumps cause them to be a little more cautious than they normally would, and not make dive bomb, kamikaze type moves to try to make positions, because they're worried about the cars bouncing off the track. But other than that, I mean, they're putting on a great show, as you already said. But there's a whole, like we already talked about it too, there's a whole lot of give and take. I mean, these guys are really calm here, and I think I'm not gonna point any fingers by any means, because I don't know who it's going to be, but I'm willing to bet that our first caution is not going to be by a mistake being made. It's by sorry, I got my tongue over my eye tooth and I couldn't see what I was saying. What I'm trying to say, there we go, is I'm willing to bet that our first caution is not going to be for somebody making an aggressive move, but it's going to be because of fatigue from trying to wrestle these cars around this bumpy racetrack.
I can definitely see that happen, that's for sure.
Golly, it took me a lap and a half to get that spit out. Good Lord.
Well, I do appreciate that, because I just realized I didn't have the correct replay image set up, so I'm doing that on the fly right now.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so that was great, man. You saved me some embarrassment there.
That's okay. I took it for you. Oh, let's see here. So with the 88 going a lap down here, that means that DG Swiss is no longer the lucky dog. So that's going to be a kick in the shorts for him. As we're looking here, the 88, if the 88 is in fact a lap down, I'm sorry, the 88 is the only car a lap down. DG Swiss is on the lead lap still in the 45. Wes Wiegand is actually 5 laps down here. Not sure what happened there, but big issues for the 88. He's multiple laps down. May have decided to already take his pit stop, but even if he did, still 5 laps at Daytona is a lot of mistaken time. Unless he pitted and potentially had do you have any info on that one, Tracy?
Yeah, it looks like, I do have an alert screen here that goes on, and it did show me where Wes tried to pit on lap 7, and he must have sped or something and got a black flag, because on lap 8 he came back in order to clear a black flag. So
man, I hate that.
Yeah, so I'm assuming he came in early to try to short pit and got caught by the fuzz.
Dadgummit, man. What a crusher. Because he was running fairly well. I mean, he was up here with this lead pack. Didn't have any big issues. Man, that sucks.
It does. Fortunately, we are at a Speedway race. And again, I just if I were a betting man, I would not bet for this race to go green the entire way. So he does have a chance. The bad part is he's got to get 5 laps made up some way or another. That's probably going to be asking a lot.
Yeah, he'll definitely, his best bet is to get out front and unlap himself. So when the caution comes out, he needs to be leading this front pack. And then after then, he'll get the lucky dog. So he can regain 2 laps at one time if he's able to do that, which that would be ideal. But then he'll still even be 3 laps down there. So he needs at least 4 to 5 cautions here to be able to get himself unlapped back on the lead lap as Elijah gets loose out of 4.
Chris, I was just fixing to mention that I saw a couple of other cars as well coming through some of those corners, starting to get a little squirrely. The tires are starting to go away on this car, so Man, handling is at a premium right now, I believe.
Absolutely, and that's the thing. So for the last 2 seasons, both in the Golden Racing League and in FourWide Motorsports, and the previous season in FourWide Motorsports, we have all ran the ARCA car. Now, the big swap from the ARCA car to this car is definitely the amount of horsepower. So even here at Daytona, these guys are going to be really cooking those rear tires. So with the amount of power these cars have, that's what we're starting to see now. These guys getting loose off the corner is because all of this horsepower they have is getting put down to the track, and it's really eating the rubber off those rear tires with this old racing surface.
Uh-oh.
These cars are going to start getting squirrely and just like that, get a little loose out of the corner, and he didn't even get touched there. That's going to show you, yeah, Nicholas Mader there. That's going to show you these cars are going to start getting looser and looser and looser as they start eating these rear tires off, because these guys, just to be honest, they're not really used to the horsepower here because we've kind of been spoiled by the ARCA cars for the last 2 to 3 seasons.
Yeah, I totally agree, but man, what an absolute wonderful racing name. Nicholas Mader, the Mader man himself. Gosh, I wish my last name was Mader.
I wonder if his middle name is Toe.
I don't know. We'll have to ask him about that if he gets up here on the podium. I'm sure we'll get to talk to him sometime this season, but, oh, man. I mean, look, the guy's already played a cartoon character.
Old Toe Mader.
Yes, sirree.
Oh, look now, David Warmuth leading the bottom lane right now, trying to make a move on Evers. Got Colton Alderman, a great pusher behind him, but Evers has Pack on his tail as well. Pack ran lots and lots of cars here with FourWide Motorsports. Warmuth has got a nose on him. Coming out of 4, Warmuth and Evers door to door. Evers trying to side draft, pull Warmuth back. And he's able to get that lead back coming out of 4. These cars are getting really, really squirrely here. I don't know how many more laps they can manage this thing.
Yeah, and I'm not really sure how much longer they can go on a tank of fuel either. Honestly, it seems like to me maybe in real life the Cup cars can maybe go 40 laps or so. Maybe I'm way off base there. I don't know. I do know that they have the gas or 95% tank capacity. So I'm assuming 30 laps, maybe looking at a couple of pit stops. I don't know. You correct me if I'm wrong, Chris. You would know way more than I about that.
Well, I'm not real sure with the O'Reilly. I know, so what we're doing here, we are running the ARCA race length with the O'Reilly's cars. 80 laps is what we run in the ARCA series when we go to Daytona. And it's a 2-stop deal for us. So I would assume it'd be the same here with the O'Reilly's cars, but I cannot say for sure, as DG Swiss goes a lap down there, so that will make him the lucky dog. So Wes Wiegand now needs 6 cautions to get back on the lead lap, and there's one right there. It sounds like a lot of cars right behind David Warmuth. Yep, you can see right there. They got very, very quiet, and we were on David's onboard, and we noticed all the guys behind him had disappeared. You could hear in his cockpit how it got very, very quiet.
Yes, indeedy dooski. Let's see if we can go back and see exactly what happened here. I'm showing that Hunter Carlson may have been involved, and I'd say there's a
DG
good
Swiss.
chance he was.
The lap car of DG Swiss.
Oh, man, I was noticing guys more or less just changing lanes. Not intentionally. It's almost like they were losing the nose of the car, and then you threw in...
Put the camera on DG there, Tracy. Watch what happened. Run it over to DG Swiss and then pull it on back. So DG Swiss, a lap car here. It's in behind Alderman and just washes up across Lacey.
Let's see if we can find a better angle.
So look how high he comes up the track. He's down along the yellow line.
Yeah, and that was I even saw some of your leaders doing this sort of situation here, where that the car, hitting some of those bumps, were just bouncing right up, and there he is. He gets right into the 35. That'd be Elijah Grant.
Yeah, just a tough deal there with DG. He's trying to stay out of the way. He's a lap down car, and he gets down there on those bumps, and it just shot his car right up into Elijah right there. You can see right here, he hits those bumps right in the middle of the corner. You'll see it right here. He's right behind Alderman.
And it didn't take much. You know,
nope, just right up into...
Yeah, I mean, it looks like to me he only went up maybe a half a lane. Unfortunately, he didn't have a half a lane to spare.
Yep, he was looked like he was trying to move in behind Colton Alderman and follow Alderman through, but Elijah had already made that move to the outside, and he just came right up into Elijah right there, and yep, lap car drama.
Oh,
and they're
man.
Still piling in. Who was that?
That was Mindfu. I wonder if he didn't get clipped or something here. You can tell he's slowing down, but the track is absolutely blocked. I mean, look at that right there,
wow.
Chris. You're coming off the corner, and let's look at all the cars here. If I can.
Yeah, you might have one lane, maybe half lane.
Yeah, you can't go high. You can't go high.
Wes is taking up 3.
Yeah,
Wes has got 3 lanes.
The 14 and the 21 got the high lane blocked. The 88's got the middle 2 or 3 lanes, like you were saying, and they're starting to wreck down low as well. I mean, your only choice here is just to absolutely lock it down. But
look at Wayne Cannon go run it back right before Mindfu hits the 88. Watch Wayne Cannon squeeze through. He gets a little damage, but watch him squeeze between the 45 and I believe the 44.
There's the 29 right there of Wayne Cannon.
Yep. Oh, so watch this in slow-mo. This is insane. I don't know if he got any damage. I just saw him squeak through.
Oh, my God. Oh, he had nowhere to go, man. I mean, the seas just kind of parted for him right there at the last second.
I don't know if he got anything on the right front. We're going to find out right here, though.
You could tell from the RPMs, he's backing it down hard. Yeah, he got.
Oh, he did. He got some right front damage there from the 45.
Let's take a look and right along here with Mindfu. So he's right on Cannon's bumper, probably looking at him. Okay, he's dropping RPMs. He's on the brake hard. Probably actually broke traction with the front tires and just slid right into him there.
Yep, that's what it looked like because he was off throttle. He was off throttle before we could even see what was happening in the camera. Because you can see his RPM gauge over here right by his hand. And we're like 79, 8,000 right here. And then you can see, before you can even see the wreck through our camera, he sees the wreck already out his windshield. So you'll see right there, he's out of the throttle. He knows something's going on. He's out of it. Hard on the brake right here. He's brake, nothing.
And he blowed the motor too. So that's going to be it for Daniel Mindfu Jones tonight.
Yes, sir. Unfortunate for sure.
Or
Bingley,
at least,
Grant.
I think it was Mindfu anyway. I heard a motor blow somewhere anyway. You don't get a spare motor in this series.
For sure. Wes Wiegand 8 laps down. DG Swiss 4 laps down. Lacey's 3 down. Grant and Bingley both 1 down. So they'll be battling for the lucky dog here for more cautions. And last car on the lead lap right now, Colton Briner in the 14, able to kind of survive a little bit there. Maybe not too much damage for that 14 car.
No, it actually looks pretty doggone good.
It does. A little rear bumper, but who needs those?
That's what I'm saying.
Wayne Cannon still right there ahead of him. JB Christensen able to make it through. Pace car is off. Evers and Warmuth bring them down. Big shot there. Alderman into the back of Evers. Big push, but they have no help out back. The top line is a lot more organized right now, pushing David Warmuth. We got the old guys up there, David Warmuth and Paul Dillon, and David bails on him, leaves Paul on the top line. David gets down on the bottom.
Yeah, Paul was like, you ain't leaving me. I'm coming
Came
down
right
here
down
with
there
you.
with him. Yeah.
But that was kind of a strange restart. Guys were really, really spread out. I think they were really apprehensive after what had happened there. Probably some cars still running right now that's probably got some damage as well.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see how that's going to go as Alderman dives underneath Evers here and leaves him with no help up top. Most help he has is Lucky Cansdale coming up behind him that second line, but they have got him cleared currently by almost 2 cars as Alderman and Warmouth pushing back to the front here. We're back 2 by 2 as they roll on through. The green John Deere car back there. Couldn't even tell who that was. Maybe Bingley. Bingley's 1 lap down here. Wayne Cannon 16th. Elijah. As we roll off into turn 3 here. Yep, there's Bingley right there. That 55 car. Out of Charlottetown, PEI, Canada.
Prince Edward Island, maybe.
I'll be close. Well, I say close to there. I will be in Ransomville, New York in a few weeks. In a little less than 2 weeks here, I'll be running a dirt race up there at Ransomville Speedway, just outside of Niagara Falls.
Oh, get a photo for me. Send me a postcard.
There will be a bunch of photos. I have my photographer traveling with me.
Oh, great. Fabulous. And
We'll try to get him there. I don't think Tony Breidinger is going to be there this time, so he might actually take pictures of me instead of her the whole weekend.
I can't really blame your cameraman for that. I'm just saying.
Me either. He got some quality content.
Oh, man, look at there. Birdseed Brown into 5 car starting to move up in here.
Old Birdseed up there, him and Lucky riding right along. Getting a little push back there. Who is that right behind? Is that Pack? That is Pack back there pushing old Birdseed.
Yes, it is in the 81 car. So you got Alderman, Cansdale, Landon Brown, Austin Pack, and Ethan Evers. Hunter Carlson is back in 6th.
A whole bunch of FourWide Motorsports regulars, nose to tail on that top line. There is not a single car in that top line that is not a regular. Going all the way back to Cliff Mullins in the 44. 2 cars behind Lucky Cansdale. You got Hayden Bloomer in between. And then that John Deere car, I still cannot tell who that is. Is that Yogi Schlier?
It is number 6. Joshua Tressler. Oh, man, my man is
Tressler
making a iRacing return. How about that? He missed several weeks there with computer issues, and here he is.
Knee surgery as well. Just kind of Daytona. He don't really need to brake and gas a whole lot, so I guess he decided to come out here and give her a try out here on Daytona this weekend.
Absolutely, man. He needs to work on that heel toe action there.
And as I'm looking here, it looks like David Warmouth on the bottom, Bingley down there. They may be our only FourWide Motorsports regulars on that bottom line. It may be everyone else running the bottom right now. As you see Paul Dillon get up into the wall because Evers watching up. Evers washed up into Dillon, gets up in the wall a little bit there. You see the 30, or not the 33, but Landon Brown, old Birdseed, jumping down to run that bottom line. He wants to lead this thing a little bit. We are almost to halfway. It seems like as soon as he dropped down, David Warmouth jumped up, and the top line now has the car. As soon as Landon picked the wrong line, as we see Elijah Grant down here running around on the apron, just trying to make some laps, being smart about it, and staying off the racing surface. As the old M&M's car back there gets a little early. I think that was the M&M's car. Couldn't quite tell. Right back there behind Bingley, but able to hold it down nonetheless. Still cruising along here. 45 to go. 5 away or 6 away from halfway. Alderman still leads. Cansdale still leading the lower line here. Or, I'm sorry, Cansdale in second. Landon Brown leading the lower line. Well, what can Brown do for you? We're about to find out. He's leading that bottom line right now. With so far most laps led at the moment, Evers pushing Landon Brown. This lead pack is definitely stepping away from everybody else. I mean, we got Colton Briner, Christensen, and Cannon over 12 seconds back from this lead pack right now. So they have definitely lost the draft, this lead pack. Probably a lot of damaged race cars there with Briner, Christensen, and Cannon just trying to hang on. Yep, they're back here by themselves. No hope to catch up to the pack, but trying to log some laps, hope for a caution.
Yeah, they might even have so much damage that they're having a hard time staying in line themselves.
Yep, definitely. I mean, we're seeing Chris Bingley right now. Bingley up here with the lead pack, which the lead pack is now getting single file around the top. You don't see that very often. Usually the single files are around the bottom. But Bingley is kind of tagged on to the almost to the back of this front pack here. He's right there behind Hunter Carlson. He is actually one lap down, so he will be the lucky dog if there is a caution, if he makes it through without damage. And of course, you got Yogi Schleer and Dallas Sunderman back there behind him, in danger of losing this main draft, but still hanging on. Riding along with Landon Brown here, currently sitting P7 as he... Oh, David Warmuth is around. Landon Brown as well. And two others I saw go way down to the inside. Dadgummit, David. Let's run it back, take a look, see what happened to old David.
Yeah, let's see. I'm not even showing David being involved here, if that tells you anything, but there's several others to choose from.
I was about to say his right front tire not touching the ground would disagree with you, Tracy.
I would. My eyes would disagree with that as well. Yes.
Let's see. I couldn't tell if David got some help from Paul Dillon here or not, coming out of the corner, or it could just be, again, we already talked about, none of these guys pitted, so they're still on old tires. I can't tell if he got help or not, but it looks like it.
I wonder. It might have
jump
been.
Back, can you jump back to Landon Brown's onboard? Can you look at old Birdseed's onboard where we were right before the caution happened? Let's take a look at his cockpit view here and see if there might have been a checkup.
It is.
So Landon gets into Paul right there, right after the contact, after David goes around. There is contact. Absolutely. Paul Dillon gets into the two right there.
Well, let's kind of listen to the engine or RPMs or something, see if he had to. Maybe we can judge if Warmuth checked up.
Paul Dillon definitely lifted. You can see his RPMs dip right before the contact. What I'm willing to bet happened is I bet David got loose here. You can see the RPM gauge.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, David never got off the throttle. It looks like he got a little bit loose there. And watch his hands.
Yep. Just that little bit, I think, checked him up enough for Paul Dillon to get into the back of him.
Yep. I think so, too, because you can see his RPMs never dropped, but the car does step out right there. It comes down just a hair, and that little wiggle was all it took. And you see, wow, let's run it back. Who was that shot off towards the inside?
That was Landon Brown was one of them. Oh, there is the 80.
The Evers. The 80 of Evers. So, yeah, and David Warmuth gets kind of off the nose here. Paul Dillon comes down to the 80. Sends him down. Does he get into the inside wall? He does. Heavy contact there. Landon Brown, lots of damage. He got pinned to that outside wall, was able to come back down, and a couple others involved as well. We saw David Warmuth, Joshua Tressler involved. nowhere to go. And this Tracy is what I was talking about earlier. It's why I do not enjoy running the high line. Tressler right here. If he was on the low line, he could have went around those cars, but he was pinned up against the wall. He had nowhere to go. I don't like racing where I don't have an out.
I totally agree with you. Although I do not necessarily practice what I preach, but I may I may start the change here. Find a change of ways in my what do you call it? Super speedway driving methods here.
Yeah. JB Christensen makes it through all the mayhem. He's not leading, by the way, folks. He's out front right now. He's actually P8, but he is out front. He was able to make it through. But your leader right now is actually Colton Alderman in the 9 car. He will be your leader. Or, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase here. JB might actually be the leader.
27 car. Jonathan Christensen.
Yeah, he may end up with the lead here. We are at halfway right now. Everybody getting lined back up. I guess they're still not going to pit here. Jonathan Christensen shown as the leader.
Well, let's take a break really quick here, Chris. We need to do some updating and behind the scenes here. I'll be right back. Y'all stay tuned right here on FourWide Motorsports Network. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to FourWide Motorsports Network. We have got all of our technical issues squared away here, and we see Christensen working his way back up, but we do have another yellow towards the back of this pack. Look like 2 cars involved over in turns 2 and 3. Going to be Yogi Schleer is definitely going to be one of them. Yogi Schleer and Colton Briner, both of which were back on the lead lap, as well as Chris Bingley, who was able to get his lap back. That last caution is going to get a little bit of damage from this as well. There's another example, that high line, Tracy. There's just nowhere to escape to up there. Oh, Colton, big shove to Yogi on entry there, and it just really upset that car, and around she went. Colton definitely trying to help Yogi there, but just I don't think Yogi was ready for the push there.
Oh, boy, that is so hard to say. It looks like to me that Yogi, I'm not sure why, he might have got pushed down.
Yeah, had a little wiggle right there.
Yeah, he corrected back up. Now, Colton could have got into him, shoved him down. I'm not sure. Well, I tell you one way we can find out, though. We'll take a look right on the nose here.
Ah, perfect. Because I was watching Colton's RPMs on the onboard. Oh, so there it is. Right when Colton went to give Yogi a push, Yogi went down the track and came back up. So right before, they're not touching.
Yeah.
And he goes down and comes right back up. He hit. There's a bump right there in turn 1, and I bet Yogi hit that bump, and it sent his car down and right back up into Colton, because Colton was about to push him. They never did. He never got there.
And, Yogi might have been taking that bump into account. In other words, he already knew that once he goes across that bump, it's going to send him up. Maybe he was trying to get him a little more allowance, but it was just at the wrong time. Because when he came back up,
we'll never know.
Yeah, Colton was there.
Yeah, because Colton was ready to give him a push and help out there. I was watching Colton's RPMs from his onboard. Never any RPM drop there whatsoever. He knew he had plenty of room to either give him a push safely or go on by, and it did not work out that way.
Boy, it just happens so many times in a race like this.
Push really, really well right there, and it just didn't quite work out. I don't think Colton made the bad move. I think Colton did what he was supposed to be doing, and it was just bad luck that Yogi hit that bump at the wrong time. Briner, Bingley, after getting back on the lead lap on pit road again, getting damage repaired. Wayne Cannon as well. Looks like Wayne may have gotten his laps back. Can't quite tell, but Yogi Schleer, Tressler, Grant, Evers, Warmoth, Lacey, and others, Wiegand and Mindfu Jones, multiple laps down here. It's going to be leaving us, not sure how they're going to come out. If I had to guess, I'm going to say 13, 14 cars left on the lead lap, which will be probably Wayne Cannon or Colton Briner bringing up those the last position there on the lead lap.
So, well, let's take a look at Colton Alderman, for instance. Okay, so he last pitted 7 laps ago, which must have been right after the caution happened. Well, I don't even know, 7 laps. That's a pretty long time on this track. Well, I guess that was the last restart that we had, right?
It was. That's how Christensen got the lead, was everyone else pitted, I believe, because Alderman restarted second with Christensen. But Christensen had the lead. So Christensen might have went fuel only or something to get out front and get the lead. But yeah, definitely Alderman was leading and pitted right there. But that tells me that everybody else pitted as well, because he did come out of the pits second.
Right. And although he last pitted at the halfway point, he has made a total of 2 pit stops. So I was just trying to see how far they could go on a tank of fuel. In other words, can they make it from here without having to stop again? And I think that may have just answered my own question there.
Yeah, if they pitted twice already, I think they're going to have to pit one more time.
I agree. Yep.
They're going probably 20, 40, 60 is probably their estimated pit stops here. And that 60 will get them to the... One more stop should get them to the end. Yeah, Wayne Cannon back on the lead lap. He will be the tail end of the lead lap here, but they're getting ready to go green again, Tracy.
There we go. There comes Wayne catching the field. Yeah, so I'm assuming you're going to have to make one more pit stop. I don't know if you can, I mean, if 20 laps is the limit on a tank of fuel or not, but I'm sure you'd kind of want to squeak out all the laps you could right now so you can put a few in the bank in case we have to do a green-white checkered at the end.
Yep. Bank green again, brought to you by FourWide Motorsports. Alderman with a big jump there. Cansdale behind him, jumping in behind Pack here to push that outside line. You see David Wormuth coming off of pit road there. Get back out there, log a few more laps. Currently in 18th, in laps down. If we have another caution right now, your lucky dog will be Joshua Tressler, 3 laps down, who is on track again. But again, 3 laps down as these guys are shuffling, trying to get their dance partners. As we are already past halfway, they're going to start getting dicier and dicier. And old Toad Mater is working his way to the front. He's leading that bottom line right now, right in front of old Birdseed.
So we got Mater of Birdseed running 1, well, 2.5, 3.5 on the bottom lane.
Mater, Birdseed, and Cliff. You don't get much more NASCAR than that.
Exactly right. Cliff Mullins. Then you got Lucky Cansdale up there as well. Pac-Man. Austin Pac-Man Pack running in second. I'm not sure. We need to come up with a good sort of a good handle there for Colton Alderman. He's got a cool first name. Not that there's anything wrong with his last name, but need it racing related.
Well, say Alderman is already a word for something. I just can't remember what. Something to do with the church. I can't remember. Like a.
Maybe that's a sign you need to go more, Chris. But anyway, yeah.
I race on Sundays.
Yeah, I was kidding you. I was thinking the same thing, man. Yeah. I'm not exactly sure what an alderman is, but I have heard of it before. So, anyway.
Oh, Mater stuck in the sucker hole and not the one you want to be in. Definitely. There he goes. Finds a spot back in line.
We got Cliff Mullins and Landon Brown teaming up on that low line. I don't know if they got enough cars to make any progress there or not.
Yeah, Bingley and Bloomer down there too. I think that's Bloomer right there on the tail end of that group. No, who is that back there?
That's,
yeah, it is Bloomer.
Bingley into 55.
Yeah, Bingley. Yeah, Bloomer was there in the 10.
Okay, yeah.
But he jumped up there behind old D-Town, Dallas Sunderman.
Oh, man. Landon Brown pushes up hard right into the side of Austin Pack. Almost caused some trouble there for Cliff Mullins. Oh, and Alderman gets a little squirrely off the nose of Austin Pack.
Man, Tracy, I'm willing. I don't know if we can look it up or not. I really want to see if these guys have taken any tires.
I don't think I'm given that information.
Because if they hadn't taken any tires, I guarantee you, if they have not taken tires, it's 100% guarantee these guys got a handful right now on rear tires. They are eating them things away, and that's why these cars are so squirrely. They ain't got no rear tires left.
Exactly, and look at there. Landon Brown takes the lead. Got Cliff Mullins right behind him. In real life, Landon Brown does a little spotting for Cliff Mullins. I can't remember what racetrack it is. I think it's maybe South Boston where Cliff runs.
Yep, old Sobo.
Is that where he runs at?
Yep, Old Sobo. That's where Landon was at a few weeks ago, spotting for Cliff down there.
Okay.
Yep.
I really hate to rely on my memory. Oh, as Alderman gets a little bit squirrely again off the bumper of Austin Pack as they are headed down into turn 3.
Yeah, I don't know what exactly an alderman is, but he better start praying. If it's got something to do with church, he better start praying because all his help just went to that bottom line.
It did. Yeah, he's going to need some divine intervention if he's going to pull this one off tonight. But look, he's got Paul Dillon who's coming back on. Last time we saw him, I think he was spinning in one of these cautions we had.
Yep, there comes Hunter Carlson leading the bottom line. I'm curious to see, is Lucky going to jump down here with Hunter? Or is he going to stay with Pack? I would expect Lucky to jump down, but I think he's going to stay with Pack here.
I think he's going to dance with the partner what brought him there. I just heard someone crash.
I did too. Tail end of this Pack, 50. It's not any of our normal guys. Let's see here. Wayne Cannon. Christensen, the 27.
Oh my goodness, man. Oh, are we okay? I wanted to make sure that we were under caution. Wow.
Yep, we definitely are for that one. Just
you know, that's almost it looks to be identical to what the wreck between Colton Briner and Yogi Schlier was. Kind of like.
Yep, try to get us a. Can we get a bumper cam there on Wayne?
Oh yeah.
Let's take a look at that front bumper cam on Wayne Cannon and see if this is a bad push or if the 27 just can't take a push. Oh.
I'll let you tell me what that was. A little like to me. Cannon pushed him, but for whatever reason, kind of shot him to the inside.
Let's look at it right here. This aerial view should give us a good, perfect. That'll give us a great angle on Wayne's car. Okay, so you can see what it was right there. The 27 gets a little squirrely, right? So with these O'Reilly's cars, Tracy, there's an air bubble it creates. But what you're seeing is the same thing we saw with Colton Briner and the 12 of Yogi Schlier earlier. There's an air bubble between Wayne's front bumper and the 27's rear bumper. So when Wayne, right there, when he gains on him, right before he makes contact with that bumper, that air bubble will move the car. So it's almost like you get hit twice. You get hit once with the bubble, and then when the bubble pops, the bumper's hit. So essentially, it really is just like an air bubble. It's like having a cushion between the cars, and then the cushion pops, and then boom. So what you're seeing is with these cars, you have to hold the wheel extremely steady in order to maintain your car when it's essentially bouncing on the bubble before that contact. And then, of course, the car behind has to ease up to you, because the slower you ease up to the car ahead of you, the less violent that air bubble is.
The pop, if you will, of that air bubble.
Exactly. So what you're seeing here, so Wayne Cannon did all he could do to push that bubble in very, very slowly, and it still got the 27 of Christensen a little squirrely. It pushed him down the track. And while he was trying to maintain his line, he ends up coming back up into Wayne.
Yeah.
Because what he's trying to do, because what happens in your brain is that bubble pushes you down the track, and it's like, oh God, I'm about to wreck. It's almost like dirt racing. You have to go against everything your brain is telling you. Your brain's telling you, oh God, I have to get back in line. When actuality, once that bubble pushes you down, the safest thing you can do is stay down and just cut your losses.
I totally agree. Yeah.
Kind of like a bump and run at Bristol. If you get moved out of the way, you just got to eat it sometimes. And it's just one of those deals where we don't race on super speedways a ton here with FourWide Motorsports, and it's just there's not a lot of guys that really race super speedways a lot. I personally don't, but I understand the physics of it very well. So I'm fairly good at it. It's actually again, we talked about earlier, one of my best tracks is Daytona and Talladega. So it's it's more technical than people understand, but it's such a different skill set to normal oval racing.
It is. I totally agree with that. And I've been put in that very same situation where Chris Christensen was in. And this is just what I try to do. It's like if I get moved up or down a lane, the first thing I try to do is stabilize my car and try to maintain whatever line that I just got pushed into. Now,
Yeah.
if I check the mirrors, the relative, and I see I'm still out front and I'm clear, then I'll kind of move back down to pick that draft up again. And another thing too, Chris, a lot of people don't realize this, but when you're racing here, and especially if you want to get some help, you got to give the guy behind you a good, straight, steady target. You can't be swerving all over the place and expect the guy behind you to follow you with all those swerves and to push you. And push you straight. I mean, he still might push you, but you might get a little hook here or there.
Oh, exactly. I will say this, in his benefit, that's easier said than done on this old Daytona because
Absolutely.
it's bumpy.
Yes.
It's bumpy. Yeah. It's rough. It's hard to hold a line when you're the only car on the track, much less having an air bubble hit you, a bumper hit you, and then everything else, and still try to hold the car steady. It is a handful. This car has become a major handful on this racetrack.
It has, and it's well, let's see. You know, there are a lot of guys, especially up front here, that have yet to make their third pit stop. And I would anticipate they're going to try to clear that 20 to go marker. And then it's, I don't know how much longer they can run past 20 to go, but I would imagine they want to put a couple of laps beyond that in the bank. So I'm anticipating guys starting to come within the next 5 to 6 laps, something like that. We'll see how close I am with my prediction.
We've had 2 or 3 cautions since lap 40. I think these guys have plenty of fuel to make it to at least lap 15 to lap 10 before they even think about pitting. But at this point, I still don't think they've saved enough to be able to make it to the end. But there's going to be a lot of guys that gamble and like, look, if we get one more caution, we can make it to the end of this thing. That's going to be the big question.
I was just fixing to ask you if the guys were working the radios right now, trying to find alliances and trying to find out. In other words, hey, we ain't going to be able to make it. We're going to have to pit sometime. Let's try to get us a group of guys that'll go in there together.
Yeah, well, that's what I try to do as a driver. I mean, Landon can vouch for this. David Warmoth can vouch for this. The last race we ran at Daytona, I was essentially driving my car and telling 4 other guys where to put theirs. And we went from the back to the front. Landon still laughs to this day about that, about how I was driving 5 different race cars at one time. Which I was on the radio. I didn't care who heard our strategy. I didn't care anything. I wanted my guys to do what I told them to do, and they followed directions to a T. We almost won the darn thing, but yeah, it was funny because Landon was laughing the whole race because he's like, I've never seen someone drive 5 different cars at Daytona before.
Yeah,
and it actually worked. It actually worked when we went to the front.
Well, you definitely won't ever hear me doing that. I can't even talk back to my own spotter. I'm just hanging on for dear life. Looking at the bumper in front of me, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, Cansdale I thought he was getting ready to kind of come across the rear bumper there, Pack, but he was moving around quite a bit.
Bingley tried to flex a little muscle there on the bottom, but he just got freight trained. He jumped down there and didn't have any help, and everybody just disappears on him. You got Pack, Cansdale, Dillon, old D-Town right there.
Well, Chris, I just want to mention this. How many times, even on iRacing, well, especially on iRacing, do you see the high line become the predominant line to run? That just
honestly,
doesn't happen for me a whole lot.
I have to be honest, a lot for me, it happens quite a bit, especially here in FourWide Motorsports. There's a lot of guys that like to run the high line here. Wayne Cannon actually is one who prefers the high line at super speedways. I'm the exact opposite. I want to be as far away from there as possible, but I will say this: you can carry a lot more momentum, just like the high line around any racetrack. If you're able to get the cars up there, it can be a very dominant way around the racetrack, but it is so dangerous. If you need an out, there's not one.
Yeah.
So I'm the type of guy if we have an 80 lap race, then for 70 laps, I'm not coming off the yellow line. It's like, if you go by me on the outside, cool, I'll get you back later. I'm not going to race you. I don't care if I have help or if I don't. I am going to stay on the yellow line because there's always going to be guys that want to run the bottom. So I will always have help no matter what. I've never had anybody really bail out on me when I was running the bottom. So the bottom line is the safest. You have an out to escape cautions. I'll sit right there and ride for 70 laps on the bottom, not racing anyone, and then I'll worry about racing the last 10 laps.
Well, that's pretty good philosophy. And I don't know, maybe unknowingly, that's what I've been doing. It just seems, I don't do a lot of super speedway racing, but when I do, it just always seems like the predominant line is the bottom, whether it's Daytona, Talladega. Never even ran to New Atlanta yet, so that's probably a completely different beast. But boy, those cars are starting to slide around now, Chris. I just saw Colton Alderman there get a little squirrely as well down there on that bottom line again.
Well, Tracy, just a heads up here, since you've never ran New Atlanta in the Golden Racing League, race number 10 for Season 3, we are running the next-gen cars at Echo Park, which is New Atlanta. So, we're running the Generations of Cup. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, on Wednesday nights, you and Landon Brown might be joining us on track for some of those.
Yeah, well, I've already marked my calendar to be able to pick up on the 87 series car. I want to run both the 87s. I know one of them is at Darlington, and what's the other one? North Wilkesboro. The first one's North Wilkesboro, I think. And then
Darlington. Opening night is the 87s at Old Wilkesboro, and there's a rumor floating around that we are going to have 3 Browns in that race.
Oh, Chris, with the breaking news here. Bob Pockers himself would be proud, my man. I didn't even know that, and I'm related to him.
The rumor floating around is that Lenny Brown is going to make his Golden Racing League debut in the 87s at North Wilkesboro.
How about that? Oh, my goodness, man. Yeah. We have a lot of nostalgia for those tracks. I'm not sure if that's the right adjective or not, but, we actually went to North Wilkesboro when it was originally opened, and I can still remember Richard Petty going around there going into turn 3, and you could see him working the steering wheel with those big white gloves he used to wear. And it's quite a treat, actually. But yeah, that Darlington.
It's something. I'm really looking forward to this season. It's something I kind of wanted to do. Ever since we finished Season 1, this Season 3 has been something I've been looking forward to. I mean, every race on the schedule is modeled after a big event in the history of NASCAR. And we have Steve Clark's first win at Rockingham. We have Kevin Harvick's first win in Atlanta after the passing of Dale Sr. So those two back-to-back running those with the Gen 4s. So every generation of car is modeled after an iconic moment in that specific generation of cars' history. So I'm really looking forward. I'm a history buff when it comes to racing, and I'm really excited about this season. And I'm really excited about the things that are going on over here at FourWide Motorsports as well with these new series, and our plans of moving on to next season even is kind of a big undertaking, and I'm really excited about that too, man. It's really cool what these guys are putting on over here.
Oh, it is, and Bloomer. Sorry. Whew. Okay, it straightened itself out. I really
Yeah.
thought that Alderman had came off the bumper of Bloomer there and was going to come back down like we've already seen a couple of different times. You know, kind of get bounced or shoved out of the lane. And I think in Alderman's case right there, it was kind of more of a bounce thing.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
like
what you
that
saw
right there.
So
Yeah,
what you're
go
seeing here, the difference here between here and Christensen, experience. Colton knew what was about to happen. He knew there was the bubble. He knew the bubble was coming. He knows that every time you get a push, it's technically a double push. It's a shove from the bubble and then a bumper push. And Colton was ready for it because he's experienced it before. He has that experience in these cars and on super speedways, so he's familiar with it. I don't know how familiar Christensen is with it, but it appeared from how squirrely his car was, he was not as prepared as Alderman was right there. I mean, you see Alderman handle it really well and is taking the lead right here.
Well, Chris, that last turn right there through 1 and 2 looked like to me that Alderman and Bloomer teamed up and had such a run going that Alderman really just had flat-out trouble making his car stick down low. Those tires got to be screaming right about now. I'm sure they're about at the end of their life cycle.
Oh, yes, we're riding on board right here with Lucky Cansdale, second car in line on that outside line. Coming down to 12 to go here. So this is kind of the position now where everybody's kind of starting to shuffle around. You can't really ride much longer here. I think it's still too early to really be making moves. So this is the spot where the guys who make moves too early end up costing themselves later or end up causing a wreck. That's what we're going to see here very, very soon. These guys, yeah, one in the wall. Stays green. Was that Hunter Carls? No, Wayne Cannon.
Yeah, that was Wayne Cannon there, yeah. And he's still continuing on.
Yeah, I couldn't quite tell. It looked like he might have came across the nose of the 41. I couldn't really tell there. We had a bad angle. We're looking at all the other cars, but Elijah Grant works by him on the inside. But these guys are, Alderman way down in the apron, and they're around Dallas Sunderman. Hayden Bloomer through the grass, saves it.
Comes back up. We stay green. How about that? Great car control. Hayden Bloomer.
I ain't even in there, and I need new bloomers. Jesus Christ.
I ain't lied, man. Ooh, wow. Boy, the intensity is picking up now, Chris. They're going to need a lot of help to be able to catch up with this top pack. They're going to have to maintain discipline, stay in line there. I don't even know if they've got enough time, to be honest with you. The whole entire field's kind of strung out now between about 3 or 4 packs, I think.
Well, this front pack is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 car. The 7-car pack right here. I'm willing to bet if there's not a caution, our winner is going to come out of this 7-car pack. And it's probably, these guys are going to hate me for this, but it's probably not going to be one of those front 3.
Ooh, Cliff Mullins gets a little squirrely. Man, those tires are gone. These cars are moving all over the place.
So what we're seeing right here, Cliff made a move, but he made it way too early and got hung out to dry, and he's down there by himself. His only hope is to tag on to the end here and hope to get another run later, but he should have waited a few laps to do that because right now he dove down with no help. He had nobody to go with him, and he's just going to tag on to the back here.
And hope that he doesn't lose the draft here in this front pack.
Yep. Right now, Lucky Cansdale is in the best position to win this race. He can ride right there behind Austin Pack. And if I'm willing to admit this, it's the same thing I did to him on the back straightaway at Daytona when I won the Gen 4 duel, is I pushed him the entire race, and we came out of turn 2, and I dove to the inside. Everybody wrecked in turn 3, and he and I squirted through, and I won the race. So he's in the best position right now. You don't ever want to be leading this thing on the last lap. Leading this thing on the last lap is the worst position you can be in. You want to be in second place because you make the leader play defense. And if you're in second, you can go on the attack, and you can move and counter move a lot better from second than you can from first.
I totally agree with you there. I know Austin wants to block, but he's going to have to be careful because if Austin Cansdale gets a run on him, and if Austin Pack misses that block and then tries to make a late race move, it could wreck both of them.
Well, here's the thing. With these three guys, Colton Alderman is extremely aggressive. So the question is, on the last lap, will Alderman try to push either Pack or Cansdale, or will he try to shove it 3 wide and kill their momentum and try to just beat them to the line? That's the big question. Who is Pack going to go with, get that little extra push, and who is going to try to make the – if Lucky goes at the right time, he's going to force Alderman. Yeah, if Lucky makes the move at the right time, he'll force Alderman into settling for second, essentially. And without any help, Lucky's going to finish second or worse. His only hope is when he makes the move, Alderman goes with him. Because if he doesn't go with him, then Lucky's not going to make the pass. So essentially, the fate of this race falls into the hands of Colton Alderman right now in P3. He has to just make the decision of what he's going to do when Lucky Cansdale makes his move. Right. So it's all just everyone planning it out. And then, of course, you have Dallas Sunderman, old D-Town, just hoping they all wreck each other and he can squirt through and win this thing. Never mind. He's going to the bottom, and he's got help. 3 on the bottom, 3 on the top. Cliff and Briner.
How about that D-Town? I know
Dallas
you've
Sunderman
mentioned his name a time or two, but I didn't even know which car that was. Ooh, come on, baby. Hold on to it.
Easy there, Cliff. Watch that bubble. So a little bit of background. Dallas Sunderman got his first ever league win this last season, season 2 in the Golden Racing League at Pocono. The car who ran him down under green and came to the line to lose by .013, Cliff Mullins.
Oh, so there's a little history there. And Cliff abandons D-Town.
Colton Briner left them both. He gets ahead of Paul Dillon. He jumped in ahead of. He used those guys just hopscotch right past all 3 of them. D-Town hung out to dry. He better get back in line quickly here. They're both going to lose that lead pack. 5 to go. What is Pat doing here?
Yeah, if I'm in this situation right here, Cliff, I'm going with whoever goes to the bottom. Opposite whatever the leader's doing.
There goes D-Town. D-Town and Cliff on the bottom, but I don't know if they can get anybody clear down here. They don't have any cars.
They need one more.
What they're hoping is that somebody in front of them will jump down and go with them. But nobody did. They are all staying outside. Nobody wants to make that move just yet. It's too early to be trying to make that move for the lead.
Oh, there we go. Colton Briner drops down. There goes 3.
Cliff and Colton, they work together quite a bit in Leadfoot and other leagues. Cliff will spot for Colton over in Leadfoot in the Challenger Series. So they work together quite a bit here. And, of course, D-Town, they've all raced together really well in multiple leagues. They need to get a little more organized if they're going to try to get a run on these guys. Colton washing up, kind of side drafting the 113 there. They need one more car on that bottom, and if they do that, they can really leave this top line in the dust. The question is, who's going to drop down, and will it be too late? As Cliff jumps back outside. It must be every man for himself already. 3 to go. D-Town jumps back up as well. Colton gets hung out to dry here on the bottom. He's going to have to fall in the back. This is one of those scenarios where I would dive down to the bottom and look, if you guys want to go, you can go. I'm going down here. And if anybody goes to the bottom, I'm going to the bottom with you. And I'm going to stay on the bottom. And we're going to ride down there. Problem is, everybody back here is getting really dicey trying to race each other rather than go try to win the race.
Yeah, I just noticed Cliff there. He dropped down to not the bottom line, but maybe the second line. One line down below the leaders. Almost trying to get a side draft. Oh, and
Dillon
now
squeezes Cliff in the wall. Dillon's around. Dillon's gone.
Oh, and he takes out Colton Briner. Dallas Sunderman keeps going. Oh, man, there
Oh.
we go. Green, white, checkered. Holy cow. Oh, boy.
Oh. Now, here's the question I want to get the answer to. Did Cliff shove his nose in there in between? Did Cliff force the issue with Paul Dillon, or did Paul try to slam the door and there wasn't any room? That's what I want to see.
And that's a daggone good question. I'm not 100% sure. Let's take a look right from Colton Briner's camera view. Ooh, that was wicked.
And Cliff bounced off the wall there. But Paul just ran him out of room.
Maybe that's what happened there. Let's see. Riding on board now with Cliff Mullins. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, it's a tough call. I mean, on the one hand, Cliff should have lifted and got out of it. On the other hand, it's 2 to go.
Right.
Yeah, Paul just run him out of room. It's just two guys that want to go for the same real estate, and there wasn't enough there.
Well, I tell you what,
I think it's one of them deals. Neither one of them wanted to back down, but it's 2 to go. Cliff's got him right here. Cliff's got a nose, but Cliff doesn't have the position. I think either way you look at it, Cliff could have backed out. Paul could have gave him room. Neither one chose to. So it's one of them deals, man. I mean, heck, you're coming to the white flag at Daytona. I mean, it's 2 to go at Daytona. Yeah, it's simply an instance of 2 guys that didn't want to give. Either that. Well, here's the thing. You could say that Paul didn't know he was there, but I'm gonna be honest here. Paul's a lot better race car driver than that. he is very aware of what's around him. I think, again, like I said, it was 2 guys that you're coming to 2 to you just took the 2 to go flag, and Cliff didn't want to back out, and Paul didn't want to give it up, and they just both come together right there. They were just run each other out of room. Sure enough.
Oh, wow.
And if you look, there's a little bit of a kick out on the wall right there, too.
Oh, and then he just smashed right into the side of Briner.
Man, Colton he's been caught up in dadgum near everything, and he was still running up front. I think this one might put him out of commission finally, though. Put him out of his misery, rather. Good Lord, poor guy. He's got the hell beat out of him today.
Yeah, I think so, because it appears that Colton chimed in on the YouTube chat, and he says, wow, is all I have to say.
Well,
I'm not sure. I don't know what that really means. Kind of hard to interpret.
If it were me, I would have just locked it down and spun to the infield. But
yeah, I can't think that fast myself, so...
Yeah, I don't know. We'll want him in the heat of the moment type deals, but I'm going to call it right now. I still say one of these top 3, Pack, Cansdale, and Alderman. I don't think they win this thing.
So that's going to leave Mullins, Sunderman, Carlson, Brown. How far back do you think we go? Bloomery's been really strong one time tonight anyway. Kind of got a little squirrely and had to back it up. And then Bingley.
I think the top 3, the 81, the 33, and the 9, I think they go 3 wide and wreck each other, and they collect the 44, and the 58 wins it. Calling that right now. I'm making my prediction. Same thing that happened last season with myself and Wayne Cannon trying to win the race and getting wrecked by, I don't remember who it was that wrecked us. And the 99 of Ron Walters squeaked through to win it.
I tell you, these guys, oh man, I just like so many of these guys here. I'm just trying to go about it from an objective point of view. I'm about like you. It's just hard for me to see the top 2 winning. I just feel like they're going to fight amongst themselves. That'll be Austin Pack and Austin Cansdale.
Oh, damn, Cliff.
Yeah, I ain't lying, man. He's trying to knock the steering back in, apparently. I don't know. I'm going to go Colton Alderman.
Okay.
I think he's got the experience. I think the top two are going to battle amongst themselves, and he's going to find a way to catch draft from someone behind him, and he's going to sneak through 3 wide and win it at the flag.
We have, what was the, is it 1 green, white checkered, or is it unlimited? I cannot remember.
Well, what it was last season was 1 green, white checkered. So that's what we got right now.
Well, and if that's the case, let me
Ooh,
look
that's
here.
right. Because as soon as they drop the green, if there's another caution, that's it, right? Or do
Yep,
they have to
that'll
make
be
it
it.
back to the white? Yeah, they got it. Okay, yeah, okay. I was trying to get my head straight here. 1, Dave Vormuth in our YouTube chat said there's 1 green, white
1
checker.
green, white checkered. Okay, so this will be it. This is the only chance they have to finish this race under green. Big jump for Pack. Alderman on the bottom with not really much help here.
Well, the thing is, Pack, he got a great lead, but that seemed planned because he immediately went to the high line right in front of Cansdale.
Yep, and they've been working together all race here.
Yeah.
Cliff's right behind the 33 as well. It's like Sunderman falls in behind the 9.
That's Hayden Bloomer right behind the 9, pushing for everything he's got. Sunderman is right behind Bloomer. If those guys team up, and I thought maybe Cliff might would drop down in front of him, but he's going to stick with the 81 and the 33. Oh, and there it goes. Who was that?
Hunter Carlson and Cliff Mullins diving down to the inside. White flag. This is the last lap. This is going to be it right here. 2 extremely aggressive drivers, Hunter Carlson and Austin Pack. Right there in those top 4. And Cliff Mullins as well. Yeah, Cliff trying to win this thing too. They're both right there. Oh, the outside.
Oh, there's caution.
Blinder's around. Landon's around. They're going to race back to the line here. Who has the help?
Hands down, chops off Hunter Carlson. No, Cliff Mullins, excuse me.
Cliff, that's going to be it. He's not going to be able to get to him. He's not going to be able to get to Pack, and if he does, Pack can block too easily right here. That's going to be it. Austin Pack is going to take the win here. Checkered flag.
Man.
Sponsored by FourWide Motorsports. With Lucky Cansdale and Colton Alderman. 1, 2, 3. Man, did we call that one wrong?
Huh. How about that? Well, that was interesting there. It was definitely not what I expected the finish to be. It was still interesting the way it happened, you know, with, I think, wasn't it Cansdale that cut off Hunter Carlson? I think it was.
He cut off Cliff Mullins. He chopped his nose there right at the end. Oh, Carlson and Pack. Carlson moved up there to kind of give Pack a congratulatory rub, and they both spin through the infield.
Well, that was interesting for sure. And those guys right there, they acted as if they were teammates tonight.
Pack's out of fuel.
Oh, man. How about that? Can't even make it back to victory lane. And Wayne Cannon is going to let him draft off of him here. So Cansdale's going to push him. Cannon's going to let him draft off of him to get him back over here. I don't know.
Either that or Cannon's out of fuel too.
Oh, maybe that's what he's in front. Okay. Now, what do you do about a smoke show in a situation like this, man? There ain't much you can do, is it?
Oh, Lucky. Well, I mean, Lucky pushed him to the win, so hell, Lucky might as well do a smoke show too. He's pushing him back around.
Yeah, I thought he might gain enough momentum to kind of send him through the grass or something and let him pull up the emergency brake on that thing and do a donut. There we go. That's it. That's what I'm talking about, Cansdale. You do it for us, buddy. Heck yeah. Burn that sucker down, man. Oh, jeez. Sometimes.
Oh,
Oh, he disconnected. Okay, or got out of the session here.
all righty,
Well,
Tracy. Well, let's take a short break here, and we'll bring our top three in, have a chat with them, and then we'll go over our results and our complete post race show here on FourWide Motorsports Network. You guys stay with us. Welcome back to FourWide Motorsports Network. The season launch 200 has concluded, and we are here post-race show live again on FourWide Motorsports Network. And I've caught up with our third place finisher out of Belgrade, Montana, a name that we have come to be pretty used to here in the Golden Racing League as well as FourWide Motorsports. Colton Alderman. Man, talk us through that race tonight with the old liquid spurt car up there, trying to squeeze through there at the end. Kind of talk us through it.
Yeah, man, I feel like we had a really fast liquid spurt Chevy today. I feel like the class of the field was obviously Ethan in the 80. He was lights out quick on that first run. Once I got around him, I feel like we were smooth sailing up front and got an untimely caution where gas was going to be a little bit close. And so then I led that second stint or whatever stint that was for a while. And, couldn't hold off the Austins today. They worked really well together, and I felt like I was just third wheeling all night. Hayden Bloomer was my teammate, and he was back in the pack, and he couldn't move up to help me. But he got there at the end, and I think he got turned. So all in all, a good race, and probably one of the most fun Daytona races I've had, and yeah.
Heck yeah. Well, good to have you back again. I know you've been running both leagues quite a bit. Good to see you here in the O'Reilly's cars. Good to see you actually running something besides ARCA. It seems like we've been running ARCA for years now. Finally got something else to run here in FourWide Motorsports, and you seem to be taking pretty well to these cars too.
Yeah, no, I actually don't. I don't like the ARCA cars very much. And I feel like these cars are more down my wheelhouse. These and the trucks, I like these a lot better, and so I feel like I can understand the movement of these cars a little better. I feel like the ARCA cars are just kind of weird and kind of drafts really strong with those. And so, I love this car. I'm excited for a full season with it.
Heck yeah, buddy. As always, we're excited to have you. Other than Liquid Spurt, tell us about the rest of your sponsors here tonight that got you here and put you up here in third place.
Yeah, we got Redneck Cake Pops on the back. Obviously a huge sponsor for us. We got Hot Topic Racing always on the scheme, and then we got Hayden Paints. He helps make some schemes, and so I got Rex Mooner Lockjaw on the right side. They've been with us since the Golden League season 2, and a little bit halfway through FourWide last season. And Bloomer's Jock Itch Cream. He just created that business, so he's pretty proud of it. So love to be sporting that on the side. And I feel like it made the hot rod fast today.
Okay, fourth wall break. I tried to hold it the whole time and I couldn't. I didn't know if you were going to mention it or not.
Of course, it's the staple of the car. It's going to be a staple all season.
The Liberal Tears Liquid Spurt 9 car, super fast today. It was awesome to see you out there, Colton. And as always, I look forward for any opportunity we ever get to interview you.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, this thing runs on Liberal Tears, so we love it.
For sure, brother. Well, I'm going to toss it over to my cohort, Tracy Brown, who's caught up with our second place finisher. We'll see you next week, Colton.
All right, sounds good. See you next week.
Oh, wow. I did not realize that was the fuel of choice for Colton Alderman. But, however, I am standing here now with our second place finisher, Austin Lucky Cansdale, in the 33 Mobil 1 Ford machine here out of Rutledge, Tennessee. Lucky Cansdale, man, got to give it to you. One heck of a doggone finish. I got it on record, on film, if you will, on the broadcast, that you were not going to win. You are pack. You proved me and Chris Golden wrong. What was, how did you do it? That's probably the easiest question I can ask you.
To be honest, it's all luck, to be honest. Daytona is one of them tracks that it's all luck based. If you get caught up in a big one, your day's ruined. And started back there in the mid pack. It was around P12, P14, somewhere in that area. And just got a really good start there. Got to top 10 pretty early, pretty quick, like 10 laps in. Just kept the nose clean. And then everybody started moving to the bottom. Well, during practice, I didn't like the bottom. It was so bumpy down there. My arms were getting tired. I was getting a workout, man. It was so bumpy down there. So I'm like, I'm gonna stay in the high line no matter what. I don't care who's in front of me. I'm gonna stay in the high line. Well, about 20 laps into the race, you had Evan, Pack, and me in line up top. So I just stayed behind Pack the whole race, and it just kept the nose clean, just stayed up front, get the track position, and just stayed out of the squirrels back there, and just watched all the wrecks happen in my mirror.
Well, that sort of leads me to I got a couple more questions for you here. But that was one thing that I commented on this broadcast with this 2008 version of Daytona and this car combination. You know, you guys seem to be pretty good for 10, 15 laps or so, but once you started getting around lap 20, these bumps really started taking the toll on this car. I mean, the suspension was getting a workout tonight, and I think it just appeared anyway that these tires were starting to lose grip. Guys were sliding all over the place. I mean, was that the situation you found yourself in, and is that the reason why you just decided to run the high line? Was it a smoother way around this track?
Well, it was definitely about that middle lane to next to the wall. It was smooth. It's kind of like new to Daytona, not as smooth, but it's still got a little bumps, but it's not as rough as the bottom lane. The tires actually didn't wear that much this race. The car did bottom out a couple times in some of the bumps in 1 and 2, and well, I think it was more of a nutrition thing, as Chris likes to say. The drivers just, in my opinion, looked like they would just run down there so long, and their arms would just get tired. And the more and more they hit those bumps, the more and more it weakened them down. And so they just start drifting up the track more and more, and then just wore them down.
How about that? Force feedback taking its toll, just like it does in real life, man. Well, I got a couple more questions. I'm going to try to be quick. First of all, when did you and Austin Pack, the Austin Squared or A Squared, whatever y'all go by now, apparently y'all were certainly team members tonight. When did y'all decide that you guys were going to work together?
I don't know if we was team members, but like I said earlier, I got hooked up to him with like lap 20 in the race, and we just stayed together the whole race. And about the third or fourth caution with like 40 to go, I asked my crew chief to go talk to his crew chief to see what they're going to do. And well, he pitted and I pitted, and we just stayed out and just kept clutching it in, saving as much gas as we can to make it to the end. And hopefully we didn't have a green white checkered, and it didn't play in our favor, but it also kind of played in our favor because we stayed up front and got the 1-2 finish. But it also, about lap 30, 35 to go, we had a little secret radio in the car so I could go talk to Pack, and I said, hey man, I'm gonna stick with you until like 5 to go. If there's no one around us, it's gloves are off. We're going at it, just me and you. But if there's someone around, I told him, I said, I'll stick to his back bumper no matter what. And it just turns out there was someone sneaking their way in there, and I was like, I guess I'll stick with Pack here, and I'll push him to the win, and I'll get second place. Second place is better than 4 laps down.
Absolutely, man. Well, you know, the last run that we had, there was a green-white checker, 3 laps to go. What was your plan there? Were you going to stick with him until you get clear of everyone and try to battle it out? Or were you pretty much just going to push him no matter what?
It all came down to the restart. If I would have had a good restart, I was going to fight him. I was going to stay side by side with him. I was going to go for the win. But I was thinking he was going to go just a tad bit later in the box, and he just caught me sleeping, and he got ahead of me, and then he drifted up to the outside lane. And I'm like, okay, I guess this is where it's going. I'm going to push Pack to the win and just try to keep Cliff and Hunter behind us. And on that restart, 1 and 2, Cliff and Hunter got on the inside, and they were pushing really strong there for the first two laps. And coming down to the back stretch on the final lap, I got Pack ahead of him, and my spotter said I was clear. And I'm like, well, either I stay here and maybe fall back 4 positions, or I go to the inside and try to make something happen. And I slam it in there, and I held with it. And I'm glad Cliff cut me a break there, and I'm more appreciative of that. He cut me a break there to finish second there, and I'm glad I think he finished 4th. Colton, I think him and Colton beat doors there coming to the checkered, and he got fourth. Sadly, he had a really strong car. He was a good car all night.
Absolutely, man. Well, there we go. The second member or the second place finisher of A Squared tonight, Austin Lucky Cansdale out of Rutledge, Tennessee. Austin, thank anybody who helped you get here tonight, man, because it's one heck of a run for sure.
Well, I would like to thank my sponsors that I usually run. I'd like to thank Leadfoot TV, FourWide Motorsports Network, Track Limits Network, Clayton Holmes, just all my supporters, my friends, my family. My dad's watching. There's a buddy I work with at work. He's watching. His name's Joseph Gibson. I saw he was in the chat, so I'm gonna give him a shout out and just thank you and Chris for all you do. I like commentating over there with y'all on NSRLA, and I just like to thank everybody. This is probably one of the best Daytona races we've had in FWM in a while, and I'm just glad it was a good show.
It definitely was, man. Want to give.
I can't forget one thing.
Yeah.
I gotta thank my wife for letting me do this. I'd get an earful if I didn't shout her out.
There you go. Well, thank you, Mrs. Cansdale and Joseph Gibson, I think it is, for tuning in and watching us. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, there you go. Joseph, Mrs. Cansdale. Appreciate everyone. Appreciate Joseph watching. Appreciate Mrs. Cansdale for letting Austin run, man. That was one heck of a show that he put on tonight. And congratulations once again to Austin Cansdale. I'm going to toss the microphone back to our golden boy, Chris Golden, who is standing by.
Wait, hold on before I leave. Hey,
Yes.
Chris, if you was there, I would have pushed you, but you didn't show up, so I didn't leave you this time. I'm out of here.
Peace out, Cansdale. We'll check you on Wednesday night, man. All right, here's our golden boy, Chris Golden, standing by with our winner of tonight's race, number 81 of Austin Pack. Chris.
Yep, made it over here to victory lane with the winning side of the Lucky A-Packers combination. Over here, bringing it in with the 81 Bass Pro Shops Club car, Austin Pack. So the question on everybody's mind, Austin, I mean, we've already talked about it's been the best Daytona race that a lot of these guys have ever ran. What was it like to actually have Lucky stay with you and not bail out and push you to the end?
Greatly appreciative of it. You would not know. He said you didn't show up. So, I really didn't want to see the green-white checker at the end because I was pushing it close on fuel. And then when we got there, I just save under that caution, and luckily had enough to come across the line because I have ran out of fuel before at FourWide Motorsports in the late models, and it is not a good feeling. Just with him pushing me, knowing me, I could just run 3/4 and save enough to keep it afloat to the end.
Well, you look like you ran out on the back straightaway. Is that an accurate assessment there?
Oh, very accurate. As soon as I could come out of 2, it just died. So burnout and 0 of 10.
Yep, 0 out of 10 on the burnout for sure. But hey, that's okay because it leaves you room for the next one. So now you have to win again so you can get a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if this is just going to be a one-off or I'll be back. I don't know. We'll see what the schedule looks like.
So we're used to seeing you a lot over in the late model stocks with FWM. Number one, how do those cars compare to these? Because we know how very much they're different, but you seem to do well in both cars. So what is it about these cars and the late model stocks that match you so well?
Honestly, I don't know. This is the first O'Reilly's race I've ran since I've had iRacing. So normally it's like I said, it's been late models, modifieds, trucks. And that's pretty much all I've ran. So this was the first one. So it's nice to come out on top with the first win in the first race for the O'Reilly series.
Yeah, man, 1 for 1. Can't beat that. I mean, that's batting 1,000. Oh, man. Well, I guess that leaves us to our next thing. Who do you have to thank for tonight's, I would say dominant, but other than the 80 car, you were pretty much out front the whole night, and you were within, I don't think you ever fell below 4th on the night. So
No, started 8, then just like I said, I knew the high line was where it was at, so stuck up top, and like you said, man, it's the bottom was just wear you out. So much smoother up top, made it for a better ride because it was a long race. But just thinking Bass Pro Shops Club, the Tracker Boats, TeamHendrickCars.com. Appreciate Wayne and Hunter for putting all this together, and Tracy and yourself for doing the broadcast. And I know it takes a lot of time and effort.
Well, we appreciate you, man. Great win starting off the season here. Season launch 200 at Daytona. I mean, I would think this would be a good start to a pretty solid points run if you want to stick around. I mean, I'm not trying to convince you or nothing, but 1 for 1.
1 for 1. We'll have to see. So, like I said, if I'll either run one or the other. I'll either run O'Reilly's or I'll run the trucks. I may run the trucks Monday, see how it goes, and I'll make my decision after that.
So here's the big question. What if you win on Monday too?
Oh boy, shit's getting deep then. So because I run in a Wednesday night league in ARCA cars and I'm P2 in the points there. So I don't know. Time will tell. Time will tell.
Hey, that'll work, man. Gives us a reason to tune in next week, I guess. See if Austin Pack shows back up. But man, we'll let you get out of here and go celebrate, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
I appreciate it.
You bet, buddy. We appreciate you, Tracy. Let's run down our finishing order here real quick, and then I'm going to get your final thoughts. Our winner, we see it right there from 8th to 1st, Austin Pack. Austin Lucky Cansdale in 2nd, Colton Alderman 3rd. We've already talked to all 3 of those. And, of course, rounding out the rest of the field here, Cliff Mullins, Hunter Carlson, Chris Bingley pulling out a top 10, Nicholas Mater at his series debut coming out P7, Dallas Sunderman 8th. And I believe D-Town Dallas Sunderman is going to end up being our hard charger of the night. No, Austin Lucky Cansdale will be the hard charger of the night. 12 positions gained for Lucky Cansdale. Wayne Cannon, 10th to 9th. Hayden Bloomer, 12th to 10th. And Let's see here. There we go. Yep, run through the rest of those, Tracy.
Sure. Well, first of all, I still love the name Mater. Gosh, such a cool name. And who knew? I had no idea the Cansdale came from 14th to 2nd. No idea. Sorry about that, everyone. But, man, that's impressive there. And stayed there, what I'm talking about. So, anyway, coming home in 11th night to be the 5 of Landon Brown, and 12th be the 14 of Colton Briner. Had a rough night. Just seemed to be wherever there was an issue, he was the, what do you call it? Caught the flack from it anyway. Paul Dillon, always strong. Every single broadcast we do, the 113 finishes 13th. Elijah Grant, the 35 finishes 14th. Joshua Tressler, my fellow 91, running the 69 tonight, finishes 15th. David Warmuth, oh my God, my partner in sharing coolers there in the 2-car, surprises us with a new number, finishes 16th. Jonathan Christensen, who actually led this race for at least one lap I know of in 27, finished 17th. Yogi Schleer got caught up in an incident, more or less put him head first into the wall. Still debatable what even caused that. He finishes 18th. Ethan Evers, my man, was the pole sitter and ran strong at least for that first segment. Brings it home in 19th. John Lacey in the 21 finishes 21st. So got to give him credit for that much. Daniel Jones locked her down, plowed right into someone's door there, but it wasn't because he wasn't trying to avoid them. Finishes in 20th position. DG Swiss in the 45 finishes 22nd. And Wes Wigan, who got caught speeding on the pit road when he was trying to take an early pit, I think. Anyway, that's my assumption, in the 88, finishes 23rd. So there you go, Chris. That's our running order, man.
Yep, solid run down there. Great opening night here for FourWide Motorsports Network, our Friday night series. Season launch 200 here. I don't know what the opposite of a horseshoe is, but Colton Briner and Wayne Cannon seem to have those shoved up their rear end tonight because they could not find any luck out there. I bet they wish it would have been a horseshoe, but I don't know what they had in there, but it was not a horseshoe. Because good Lord, what bad luck that they were. I'm pretty sure they were involved in almost every single incident tonight, Tracy.
It certainly seemed that way, man. They may need to go talk to someone about some sort of transition there to kind of whatever's up there, get it removed and to replace it with a horseshoe. Those guys
I know what it was. I bet it's an eggplant. It was one of them golden eggplant trophies.
That's probably a golden eggplant's probably what they got up there right now. And yeah, they need to go have that checked out. Maybe some X-rays, possible surgery. Whatever it is.
I ain't never seen bad luck as bad as those two guys had tonight. I mean, still though, Wayne Cannon still finishes ninth on the lead lap, and Colton Briner is only 5 laps down. He made it almost. Both of them guys got destroyed in every single crash, and still one of them on the lead lap, and one got caught up in the very last wreck.
I have no idea how. I think Colton may have stock in duct tape or something, because they must have had a whole heck of a lot of it down there in the pits to be able to tape that sucker up. Because I'm about like you, man. Every time I saw a caution flag, it seemed like the 14 was not necessarily involved of it, but he just caught the repercussions of what was going on. He just seemed to be in the wrong place at the wrong time several times. So got to give him credit for it.
Yeah, 100%. Just fell into their lap every time.
Yeah. It's incredible, man. Did he come back and finish 12th? And Wayne Cannon with a top 10. Heck of a doggone run, man, because I know he got involved in some stuff early on. And I think, here we go. We even got a YouTube chat from Wayne Cannon. It's a good race, guys. That was fun. Even after my 17 pit stops to get repairs. So, I mean, obviously it was worth all the pit stops to be able to bring home a top 10, because this was still a heck of a field, man. 23 cars, and, any one of these guys could have won this race tonight. So, just one heck of a doggone finish, man. It might have been a war of attrition, but hey, I think Wayne Cannon fought that battle and won it, to be honest with you, coming home in 9th position.
Oh, 100%. And now the moment that everybody always waits for, my nominee for the hell yeah moment of the race. And I don't know what yours is, but mine is Hayden Bloomer absolutely sideways on the front straightaway, going through the grass, rejoining on the track, and not getting a scratch of damage for him or anybody else.
Man, I was just sitting there when you said that. I had no idea what it was going to be, because, there was a lot of fascinating moves and, a lot of action going on tonight, but nothing really stood out as, outstanding enough to receive that award. However, as soon as you said that, it definitely flashed back to me. I really thought Hayden was going to wreck once he got into the grass. Golly, man, that takes some skill right there to go through the grass and not be able to wreck, or not wreck, and then be able to join back on the track. And then, after all is said and done, he's up there at the end trying to push his teammate Colton Otterman to the win, who ends up coming back in 3rd position. So, I mean, Hayden's night could have been over very, very early in this race. And doggone, I gotta second your recommendation there on the hell yeah move of the race, man. That was one hell of a save. Got to give it to him.
Yep, 100%. He still comes away with top 10 tonight too. P10 to be exact. He got caught up in that little spin there on the very last lap with Landon Brown. Looked like a major. We've seen a couple images of that major net code instance with Landon Brown turning Hayden Bloomer there on the back straightaway. Definitely some major net code caused that big old pile up back there. But it all started with Landon Brown and Hayden Bloomer. So bad luck for Hayden again and Landon and everybody else back there, but ended up being a heck of a finish here, Tracy.
It did, Chris. And anyway, I do apologize for everyone. I always put my name down here as the producer, so everyone will know who to blame for what goes wrong. We had a couple of hiccups tonight. I do apologize for that. But just want to appreciate you, Chris, for jumping in here at the last moment, man. I know this wasn't planned for us to be broadcasting this race or announcing it anyway. And so I really appreciate it. I hate you're at a remote location, but like I told you earlier, your loss is my gain. And so I really appreciate you jumping in the broadcaster booth here and kind of helping me call this race here. I don't know. Obviously once you join, I'm helping you do it, but you know what I'm saying, right? Did I beat around the bush enough to get my point across?
Yeah, for sure, man. Absolutely. I mean, heck, man, every time we're in here together, it's pretty much like an 80s porno, we're just beating around the bush anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, absolutely. I totally.
It's one of them deals, man. That's just how we roll.
Yeah, and of course you had the famous line that you like it better on the bottom. Well, I happen to be kind of one of those top guys, so we'll just leave it at that. How about that?
Well, why we race in the summer, Tracy? It's because NASCAR doesn't like snowflakes.
Exactly right. Oh my God, that's right. And Colton Otterman. Oh my God, his car runs off liberal tears. Okay, all right. We need to put some sort of sticker on that. Need to sponsor that car there. Help him get through tech.
I love our broadcasts. I love our league here at FourWide Motorsports Network and FourWide Motorsports, Golden Racing League, Leadfoot TV, Leadfoot Racing League. Everybody that makes all three of our leagues work so well together. Such a cool deal that we've put together here. This giant community that just feeds off each other and provides all this amazing stuff for each other and help each other out, man. It's almost like our own little racing commune, and it's a pretty cool little deal that we put together, brother.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more, Chris. And I can't give away too much here, but there's more to come, buddy. You're going to have hopefully a pleasant surprise here in the near future. But as well as Wayne Cannon and everybody here at FourWide Motorsports. But that's all I could say. I wasn't even going to say that, but, I've had a few granddaddy juices tonight, and I have a hard time keeping secrets. So there we go.
Uh-oh, where's Luna?
Oh, no, he did not. Oh, my gosh. Anyway, all right. Well,
all right,
with that, I think it's time for a sign-off, Chris.
Yes, sir. For myself, Tracy Brown, all of our winners and all of our competitors who are all winners in their own way anyway, I'm Chris Golden signing off tonight from FourWide Motorsports Network in Daytona, the season launch 200. We'll see you guys next week. Y'all stay golden.